Alright, so today I'm going to be talking about the Xbox One S. This is a new console, if you can call it that, that was recently released by Microsoft, of course, and, there's some reason to believe that this machine is pointless. I mean, there's several reasons why. Why people think it's pointless, and I'm going to go over them right now. Now, the most prominent reason people think this thing is pointless is because, well, the short time span it's going to be, you know, prominent in the market. Because, well, the next version of the Xbox One is going to be released in 1 year's time, possibly less, who knows? Not unless it's pushed back on purpose to give the Xbox One S some more breathing room, but I don't see that happening because they have to get the Scorpio into the market as fast as possible. And well, some people will view the Xbox One S as a pointless way to spend your cash on a console. But usually a slimmer version is something that's made during the end of the console cycle, sort of like the PS1 and the PS2 Slim. PS2 had, still had a massive fan base and it was still fairly active, but that's just, it was pushed towards the end of the console cycle, even though, it had the active fan base. This one, however, this thing is being released in the middle of the cycle, it seems. Like, you had the original Xbox One, now you have the Xbox One S, and then in a year's time you'll have the Xbox One Scorpio, which is being touted as a more powerful version of the Xbox One. And, well, that makes this thing seem kind of pointless to me. Why did you do this, Microsoft? You should have, waited to release the Xbox One S and make it beefed up and all this fancy stuff, and that's it. Another thing is about the Xbox One S is its size. Yeah, it's a bit smaller than the original Xbox, but it's kind of pointless here because, well, people don't care in America about the size for the most part. People do care about the size of the console in Japan because some people have tiny living spaces, and having a tiny console next to your setup is a useful thing in Japan. But Xbox One isn't popular in Japan. It's not doing anything. It exists, but it's just there as a novelty for whichever Japanese gamer that's into Western releases they'll just buy it. But what's the point now? You could just get a PC in Japan and you'll have all of the same games that Microsoft has to offer for the Xbox One. So it is essentially pointless to purchase this machine, in my opinion, because, well, unless Microsoft is hiding something for their future, it's kind of a bit pointless to invest in a console, in their console particularly, the Xbox One, because, well, you could buy anything on the PC that the Xbox has to offer. You just get it on the PC and it'll look better. I know some of you might be angry at me for saying that, but it's the truth. So yeah, we'll get into more on this thing and why it's, pretty much pointless in my opinion. So yeah, let's talk more about the Xbox One. Now, one thing that people have been pointing out is that it doesn't output as native 4K. I'm not sure if, that's of any interest to me. It might be interesting, of interest to people that are into this whole 4K or 1K output. It doesn't really matter to me, but apparently people are angry that it doesn't output at native 4K. So that's fine. If you want it, if you don't care about it, you could get the Xbox One. It's not a buying factor for you. That's fine. So that's perfectly fine. Something else that's been pissing people off is that it's kind of expensive, compared to the original Xbox One. The Xbox One, the original, has enjoyed a few price drops, and, well, it'll be actually somewhat appealing to people. But no, not this one, not the Xbox One S. This thing got a little bump in the price, you know. I don't see it. Personally, I don't see this thing selling that much, you know, because, well, I think the original Xbox One will outperform the Xbox One S. Because there's nothing really important to get in the Xbox One S. I mean, does it have a performance boost? Or will it be the Scorpio that enjoys most of the performance boosting or what have you, you know? And finally, the last thing that people do not know about the Xbox One is that it has no Kinect support. Yes, you heard that right. I mean, you know, it has no Kinect support. So, if you don't know what the Kinect is, it was a motion-based controller thing. It started off on the Xbox 360, and it did release with the Xbox One. It was packed in with the console. It didn't perform too well, but personally, I did like it. It had a few good games, like Fruit Ninja Connect, where you flail about and you smash those fruits and you get points. It was pretty fun, you know. Maybe not for people who enjoy, you know, fine. You enjoy sitting on the couch and relaxing. That's totally fine. But, you know, some people like to get in there and smash those tomatoes and watermelons because it's fun. You grab another person to play with you. Sure, there's a chance you might smack him in the face, but it was fun. That was, you know, Kinect was fun. I don't know why there was a general disdain for it and hatred, but yeah, it was fun. But anyway, we'll see how this Xbox One S thing does. I don't think it'll do too well compared to its predecessor, which is the original Xbox One, but yeah, we'll see. Alright.